My relationship with books has been one of neglect. Books had no interest in me, and I had no interest in them. At one point when I was in grade school, I would have a friend take my AR test for me to get the points. Not that they needed to read a lot, because my AR score was so low, all that was required from me was to read one book, less than 200 words, a month, and I wouldn't even do that. So part of the things I'm trying to do to get better or become better as like a person, or that whole self-growth, is reading more.
I don't read nearly enough. Ever since I was little, that is a big issue because I am a 5th grade teacher. You can't tell kids to read and you don't read yourself.
So I read. To be honest, I didn't know if I could do it. I've been traumatized by reading, and a big part of it is enjoying the process, as said by this guy.
The most important thing is you want to keep reading. You want to build that reading habit. So if it turns into a slog, put it aside. Take the next one, because first and foremost, just make sure you're enjoying it.
So, what better way to end than
with the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, the Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing.
How I went from not reading to reading as much as I have was a simple rule of reading 15 minutes a day.
It is 8:23. Here, you can't read it. 8:23. If I do quick maths, 23 plus 15 is 38. So, why are you looking at me like that? Enough talking, let's get to reading.
Hi, I'm calling to see if you guys have a certain book in your store.
Unfortunately, I was not able to find it, so I'm going to say that we are fresh out of it.
I know the woman said that they didn't have it, but it says online that they do.
Starting walking directions to Barnes & Noble.
So, all the books I read, all the time I've spent, everything I've done, leads up to one word, and that's intentionality. I know, kind of lame.
For example,
in I Will Teach You to Be Rich, the book is basically how to be intentional with your money. Barking Up the Wrong Tree by Erick Barker, being intentional about how you address a situation or address a problem. Storyworthy by Matthew Dix. Be intentional on how you craft your story. The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. It's about being intentional on how you show love. Your Head is a Houseboat by Campbell Walker is about being intentional of journaling in the pursuit for mental clarity. But there's one book that has changed me more than any other piece of reading I've encountered ever in my life.
Arrived.
So I started this whole reading journey to change, because at the beginning I always felt distracted and I thought reading would be the key to helping me get more focused. So did books fix that? No. What books did is made me compare myself to the potential of what I could be. And in result, I was resentful of who I was, and on top of that, I felt restless because I could never do enough to be where I wanted to be. And then this book came into my life, and it made me realize that all I really need is time to enjoy what I already have.
But the case that I make in the book is that hurry is the problem, but the solution is not more time. On a regular basis, I don't know about you, but I catch myself saying something like, oh, I just wish there were 5 more hours in the day, or 3 more days in the week, or whatever. But that is the stupidest thing to say. If you just follow that logic through, I don't know what you would do, but I know exactly what I would do. I would fill up those extra few hours with even more things. I would write more books and start a side business, and I would join CrossFit, finally. And I would do this, and I would volunteer at my kid's school, and I would write poetry, and I would actually meet with that person. I would do all of these things, and then I would end up even more exhausted and burned out than I am now. So the solution is not more time. I would argue it is to slow down and to simplify our life around becoming people of love.
I may not have completely fixed my distraction issue, and I might not be a perfect role model, but I have a new approach when trying to achieve this ideal lifestyle, and that is trying to grasp the goodness of each day while bringing my best self to it.
Got no issues, it's kinda nice, like running water into a paradise. Got no drama, feels like we arrived. Picture perfect, it don't exist. But when I'm with you, don't have to question it. True devotion. I could fly, I could fall, I know you got my back. Never thought I would find someone to love like that. Like that, like that. I like.
And as for the Marie Kondo book, I think the biggest takeaway is at the end of her book. Although I have spent this entire book talking about tidying, tidying is not actually necessary. You won't die if your house isn't tidy, and there are many people in the world who really don't care if they can't put their house in order. Such people, however, would never pick up this book. You, on the other hand, have been led by fate to read it, and that means you probably have a strong desire to change your current situation, to reset your life, to improve your lifestyle, to gain happiness, to shine. For this reason, I can guarantee that you will be able to put your house in order. The moment you picked up this book with the intention of tidying, you took the first step. If you have read this far, you know what you have to do next. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. God bless.